The Gauntlet Run made its debut last season in Season 3 of the Team Quadrilla Marble League, and here, as Event 7 of Season 4, it has returned. In a test of strategy, of precision, and of teamwork, teams will have to go through this course, make it as far down to the end as possible, as if the marbles fall in the holes or get stuck on the course, they will get points from 1 to 7 as shown, and if they make it to the end, they get 8 points. The 4 marbles combined scored will be the team score. The highest team score will get the win. Last season, the Bauble squad came out on top in the Gauntlet Run, but they didn't qualify for this season, so we'll see who comes out on top this time. The Red Lotus, the defending champions, have just gotten 2 gold medals in a row. They have a 26-point lead over the Deep Divers against the Golden Cheeses and the Venomous Vipers in 4th place, rising up after a bronze in block bumping. The Green Lotus also up silver in block bumping. Starting us off in this event, we'll see how they do here. Green Lotus, after a very poor start, brought it back in the last event. They've lost 2 marbles pretty early. 1 marble will make it all the way to the end. I think that's Lilypad that made it all the way to the end, getting the full 8 points for that marble. And the reserve creeper subbed in for this event. They will get all the way to the 7. So it's a very inconsistent run for the Green Lotus. 8, 7, 1, and 1. 17. It's not the worst run we've seen in the Gauntlet Run, but could have been a lot better. Now, Floundering Fish. No medals so far in this season. We'll see what they can do in the second run. Goldfish, the captain. Ooh, everyone falls off pretty early. I think they'll have 1 1 and 2 2s in there. They will have 1 marble that makes it to the 4, but that's all they can muster. So the Floundering Fish, this is going to be a very poor run for them. Just 9, not even cracking double digits with a 2, a 4, a 2, and a 1. That's going to be one of the worst runs we see today for sure. Now the Shadow Riders. The Shadow Riders got a bronze in this event last season. We'll see if that translates here. No medals as well. So far, they will get 1 finisher, but the other 3 marbles really did not pull their weight. I think they'll have 2 1s in there, 1 2, and just Umbra, the 3rd marble, is all can really score good points with 8 points from them. Just 12 points overall. That's good enough for 2nd, but just barely ahead of the Floundering Fish. The runs really not that great so far. Now Team Atlantic, and they capitalize and get a good run here. They've got a gold in the Quadrilla race, but nothing much else so far. 3 early losses and 1 marble will make it to the end, similar to the Shadow Riders. It's actually a very similar run. I think it will beat them, though they did have a 3 in there at the hands of Narwhal, their 2nd marble. So it'll be 8, 3, 1, and 1. 13, just 1 point over the Shadow Riders, but still a ways off the Green Lotus, who somehow still take the lead after the first 4 runs. Green Lotus, Team Atlantic, Shadow Riders, and the Floundering Fish. Venomous Vipers now in the 5th run after coming off a bronze in block bumping. We'll see what they can do. Viper, the captain, in front. Ooh, they've had a couple of early losses, but so has everyone else in this event. 1 marble will make it all the way to the end. Another marble made it to the middle part. I think a 5 or 6 for that middle marble. So it's going to be a decent run compared to what we've seen so far. 5, 8, 2, and 1. That's good enough, just barely for 2nd place behind the Green Lotus. 16 to 17 it is for them. Now the Sinister Sprinters, their Captain Demon sitting this one out. Ghoul, the vice captain, leading the way. We'll see how that goes for them. Oh, they've had 2 very early losses. The other marbles trying to get out of each other's way, and they do it very well. They make it to the end. After stumbling a bit, they pick themselves up. And the Sinister Sprinters, they'll have 2 1s and 2 8s. And by my math, they will take the lead. 8, 8, 1, and 1, just barely ahead of the Green Lotus. 18 points. We have a new leader. That lineup change proving to work well, but still, it's just a very inconsistent run for Sinister Sprinters, so we'll see where they shake out at the end of this. Now the Slime Balls, another team subbing in their reserve. They've lost 3 marbles pretty early. 1 marble will make it all the way to the end, but it's going to be a very inconsistent run once again. They had 1 1, 1 2, and 1 3 in there. Luckily, they did have a finisher for the team dead last in the standings. They got a silver in this event last season. I don't think they're going to get a silver this time for sure, but it's good enough for 4th place. Only 14 is good enough for 4th place. That really shows how the teams have been struggling so far in this event. Now the Golden Cheeses, sitting in 3rd in the championship. They have a golden balancing. We'll see how they can do in a similar team event. And 1 marble will make it all the way to the end. It's their Captain Mozzarella. The other 3, not so much. I think a very similar run to the Shadow Rider. 1 marble makes it all the way to the end. Everyone else is in the 2 or the 1. It is good enough for 13. That's only good enough for 6th out of 8 runs. So the Sinister Sprinters, on the count of having 2 finishers, they will have 18 points, so it's 17 for the Green Lotus, 16 for the Venomous Vipers. Now the Red Lotus, to kick off the second half, are defending champions, reigning champions, and they have 2 goals in a row. Will they make it 3 in a row? I don't think they will. They have 3 early losses. They will have 1 all the way to the end, but with 3 early losses and the 1, 2, and a 3, they will not make it 3 in a row. They will not stand on the podium. It is 4th place, a direct tie with the Slime Ball, so they will have a tiebreaker after the event is done. But the Red Lotus will not be on the podium in this event. Now the Olive Orbs in the 10th run. See what they can do. They've lost 1, but 2 marbles, making it fairly down. They will have 1 finisher. 1 marble also makes it to the 7. This is going to be a good run for the Olive Orbs. It might contend for the lead, but I think those early losses are going to hurt them a bit. 8, 1, 2, and a 7. 18. It ties the Sinister Sprinters on points, but because of the Sinister Sprinters had 2 finishers, the Olive Orbs will not beat them and get 2nd place. Still though, for a team with no medals so far, they are hoping to get their first one here. Another Deep Divers, 2nd place. Can they capitalize off the Red Lotus? And they will not. The Deep Divers, 3 very early losses, and 1 marble will make it only to the 3 or the 4, and that's going to be terrible. 7 points, 4, 1, 1, and 1. The Deep Divers, they had an opportunity to bridge that gap, and they've just lost it completely. Now the Poison Ivy in the 12th run. The fans happy to hear the home team out. We'll see what they can do. Poison Ivy, oh, they've lost a couple early. They will get 2 finishers though. Poison Ivy, this is going to be a very good run for them. With 2 finishers and no 1s, this might take the lead for the Poison Ivy. I think it will, because they had 2 finishers and a 3 and a 2, and it's 21 points for the Poison Ivy, and the crowd is absolutely loving that. They have gotten the lead, and they might be on track to get their first goal of this season. Poison Ivy lead after 12 runs, and the Sinister Sprinters and the Olive Orbs, Green Lotus are knocked off the podium into 4th place, and it's the Venomous Vipers. Now in the final 4 runs, Yellow Lotus, they got a silver in the Quadrilla race, subbing in their reserve Sunflower at the back. We'll see how that works out for them. They've lost 2, 3, and 4. No one makes it out to the end, but they did have 2 marbles that made it fairly down the course. It's going to be a decent run for the Yellow Lotus. I think that's a 5 and a 6 for those 2 marbles. 5, 6, 2, and a 2. It's 15 mid-pack for them. 6th out of 13 runs. Now the Majestic Melons in the final few runs of the day. Can anyone challenge the Poison Ivy, or will the hosts be getting their first gold medal of the season? Ooh, very chaotic for the Marls. Approaching the first hole, they will have 1 finisher. They recovered pretty well after that, but it was almost disaster for the Majestic Melons. They do lose 1 marble from that, but I'm amazed at how they brought that back. 1 marble will make it all the way to the end. The other 2 get a 5 and a 4, so it's good enough for 18, just barely off the podium, in 4th place. But still, that's a good run for the Majestic Melons. Now the Aquamarines in the penultimate run are winners from the very first event. Nothing much else. Ooh, they've lost 1 marble. The other 3 going pretty far, and 2 marbles will make it all the way to the end. This might challenge for the lead. The Aquamarines will get a 1 in there. 1, 4, but 2 8s. I think this is going to be very close. 8, 4, 1, and 8, and it's a 21 tying the Poison Ivy. But because they had 2 finishes and a 4 in there, they will take the lead. The Aquamarines in the penultimate run have taken the lead. What can the Valley Dashers do? They got dead last in this event last season. Subbing in their reserve, we'll see what they can do. Everyone's still on the course, but no one makes it to the end. We will have 1-7 in there, and a very consistent effort for the Valley Dashers. This could challenge the Aquamarines for lead in the final run of the day. They have a 7, a 5, a 4, and a 5, and it's 20 when it ties both the Poison Ivy and the Aquamarines on points, but it's not good enough because they had no finisher. The Aquamarines will get the gold. Very good runs to end the event. We'll have our tiebreaker for 10th place between the Slime Balls and the Red Lotus. Right now, Slime Balls will get 4 points at the hands of their captain. Well done to the Aquamarines. Valley Dashers also did good enough to get on the podium. And the Red Lotus, all they need to do is beat 4 with their captain. They will make it all the way to the end with their captain. So the Red Lotus will get an extra point out of this 10th compared to just 11th for the Slime Balls. But the Aquamarines will win the Gauntlet Run and get their 2nd gold medal of the season, tying the Poison Ivy and the Valley Dashers, but beating them based on the tiebreaker. Poison Ivy, as hosts, will be happy with another silver, and the Valley Dashers another bronze. The Red Lotus still has a healthy lead up top with 107 points, but the Aquamarines with that gold medal go into second place ahead of the Golden Cheeses. Poison Ivy rise to 4th, Deep Divers fall to 5th, and it's the Venomous Vipers, Majestic Balance, and the Yellow Lotus rounding up the top half. And in the Captain's Championship, after half of the team events are done, the Red Lotus lead, Majestic Balance rise to 2nd, as the Golden Cheeses, Poison Ivy, and Aquamarines making moves into the top 5. The next event to close out the first half of the Team Quadrilla Marble League will be funnel jumping, a brand new event which we'll see for both divisions.